You guys are not going to believe this. So we are kicking off the very first growth workshop for small town business days in Nevada this year on May 9th with the amazing Anthony Jones. Anthony, thank you for being you, and thank you for being willing to take time out of your crazy busy schedule to come and serve us here in Nevada. So you're going to be our first session. Tell us about the session and what we get to see when we come to the growth workshop.
I love it. First, thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of it. My family started businesses 50 years ago in local Sheldon, Missouri, in Vernon County. And, we've had just through the grace of God, but through just kind of being dreamers and trying some new business ideas and strategies along the way in small town that sometimes has its own challenges, we've been able to grow something really special. And I got to step in as CEO, be 10 years ago, and I kind of get to write these chapters of our family business. And we've had so much just unbelievable success of taking the companies that we've had. Some of them we've doubled, some of them we've literally 10x'd. We've literally started 3 different companies that have all hit 7 figures just over the last 3 years. And I don't know if you've been to the beautiful city of Sheldon, but sometimes there's some limitations in small town. There's some difficulty, there's some challenges, and we've been able to navigate those. So just the fact of being able to speak to Vernon County, the local community, or anyone in the area that's coming to even listen to this, that I can tell our story. And we do. We've got a story that, you know what, we might do okay in a Jerry Springer episode. Like sometimes there's some family drama, sometimes there's some small town issues. But we've been able to build something that not only I'm just unbelievably proud of carrying on the legacy, but I think we've built something that will last for multiple generations, will be a very dominant business, actually even impacting all of agriculture going forward. So when my session comes up, you'll hear a little bit of our story, good, bad, and ugly. But we have really some frameworks that we've implemented that caused us to not only be successful, but to rise above our competitors, overcome challenges. And in all reality, a lot of the challenges that we overcame, like we didn't have the natural skill sets, the college educations, like we didn't have those to overcome it. We had to find our own methodology, our own ways to help us be successful, to help us overcome this, to really build the dream that I remember hearing about in my grandpa's heart. But over this last decade, it's really been the dream that God placed in my heart. And everyone that works here has really just bought into that dream. And we really are building something special. So I want to try to bring, some of these frameworks that we have that has really helped transform our company. And maybe there can be some things that you guys can implement in yours as well.
I love that. One of the reasons I reached out to you and said, Anthony, this event, we want to kick off this very first event with your story is, it's not just that small town overcomer story. It's more about how you can duplicate what you've done. Right. So this is the part that we're trying to look at. And people have asked me, is this a motivational speech? And I'm like, well, yeah, but it's you got to be motivated to get anything done. So can you tell us a little bit about, what someone coming to this event, coming to your session, what they would expect to walk away from?
No, I love that. Let me even just give just a little bit of backstory.
That'd be great.
So that even they might know a little more, because a lot of people literally just still think I'm a Jones Boots kid.
Yeah. When I tell people, they're like, oh, the boots guy.
Oh, the boot store. Which
Yeah.
I absolutely love. I mean, I got to grow up. My grandpa was the mastermind behind those billboards.
Right.
I can almost talk to anybody in the state of Missouri and mention those billboards between Joplin and Kansas City, and they know us. That was marketing genius for that time. As my dad stepped in leadership, coming out with those boots and more boots commercials, absolutely legendary. But we had this B2B wholesale distribution business to business company called Jones Twine. But because we weren't retail, a lot of people didn't know about it, but it was actually always a decent amount bigger. And by the time I stepped in as CEO, it was actually double the size of the boot store called Jones Twine and Net Wrap. We were a company that imported the product that held hay bales together. So your twine, your net wrap, your silage wrap. And we just had a great little dealer network throughout Missouri and the states surrounding Missouri. Great little business. But whenever I step in as CEO, it was definitely through kind of that Jerry Springer family drama turmoil. At that point, our company actually got in massive financial trouble from a rough year and a couple bad decisions that were made. And when I stepped in, you want to talk about the overwhelmingness, the pressure, the struggles. What am I even going to do with this? But I've also had the conversations with my grandpa when he started the business. Those are the same struggles that every single entrepreneur has. We just kind of had a big hole that we had to dig out of. So there were several things that we did to help us overcome the struggle, to help us begin to dream bigger, to dig out of this hole. I'm going to just hit 5 frameworks that we used at that point. We had 6 people that were working here full time. Now we have over 40. But those days when we first started, to actually be able to show up to work every single day, that there was a purpose. I mean, that like there was a legitimate reason that we are showing up to work today because we believe we are called to build something special. After purpose, to actually have a vision. Hey, Jeannie, can you give me just a minute on that? Yeah, you're good. You're great. Thank you so much. Um, with that being said, to go from purpose to actually having a world-class vision, but how is purpose and vision different? Vision is that thing that actually brings clarity to the dream of what you believe you can become. And in that, we were a great B2B regional company. It would have been so easy to just be, let's just stay the course. Let's just be stagnant. Oh, it'll be hard work. Or I'll have to try new things. I might even fail. We set the dream that we wanted to be the #1 net wrap supplier in the United States, not just the Midwest. We wanted to be the #1 hay baling product supplier to businesses all throughout the United States. But that came from a vision that everyone in our company could get behind, that it gave them clarity. We had a 10-year vision, a 3-year vision, a 1-year vision, that like they're just not showing up for a work because they like me. They're showing up for work because they know we have something, that we got a mission. We got things to do. But then even doing that, you might have the purpose and the vision, but if you don't have the mindsets, it is amazing at how many times we would hit major issues or concerns in our company that I didn't know how to overcome purely because I had a bad mindset. I had a mindset of maybe a 20-year-old that didn't understand a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. But when you get the mindset right, man, it just began to open up everything. And then this is something that I'm really excited to talk about. Actually understanding the skill sets that it takes to grow.
Mhm.
The skill sets to grow. You got to understand sales, marketing, word of mouth, product development, getting your story out there. And I will tell you, growth in the last 3 years, last 10 years, over the last 30 years, it's completely different now. The whole landscape changed. But the way to do it, if you understand the skill sets, how it's actually more feasible, doable. It's more trackable. You can actually know what your right and your best opportunities are to be able to reinvest in things. That marketing, hey, I know this is actually going to be a return on investment. And this is just the last thing. A lot of people that hear my story or they hear the success what they have, they're just like, man, that's awesome. My thing, I had so many struggles, from anxiety attacks, IBS, insomnia, so many things in those early years that like, I mean, gosh, Tina, there were years I honestly thought that like my body was going to physically shut down, marriage struggles, life struggles. And if we build a business or a big business or 10x business and we've lost that, what did we accomplish? And my last point is healing. We got to find a way to do entrepreneurship, build our companies, but we got to have internal healing, because it is amazing how much trauma or dysfunction or maybe even internal toxicity, that if we still got those things, it makes it so hard to build the company, to build the team, to build the people, to be able to continue to scale. So I've literally got frameworks that we're going to talk through each one of these: purpose, vision, mindset, skill set, and healings. And I think we can accomplish all that in my first session, to be able to just highlight, man, if you can get these things in place, entrepreneurship can and should be fun.
Oh, fun. That's awesome. You know, as you were talking, I was thinking about how many people live in small town, our small town region, who have a dream in their heart to do something different, who think they can't,
Yep.
think they're not qualified,
Yep.
think it doesn't happen here in our small town. And it sounds like if they take one day for themselves on May 9th
Yep.
and invest $20, which is like what you can't barely even buy a hamburger for that these days,
Exactly.
right? And spend that one day, they're going to be able to not only be inspired because they can see you're just like them, been there, done that. And it's not just, hey, look at me, look at how great I did, but here's some practical things. And when we add the rest of our day to that, then they get to also get more skills in other areas as well. Thank you so much for being willing to do this. Your story is amazing. I know you do international level podcasts and that you are willing to take the time out of your schedule to serve your home region means a lot. So I can't wait I'm going to be in the front row cheering like a crazy fangirl on May 9th. And if you think you can't do it, you're wrong,
Yeah.
and take May 9th to come and be with us and let us help you.
Come on.
Thanks,
It's going to
Anthony.
be great. Look forward to seeing you guys there.